Hello, good afternoon, evening, or whenever it is that you're watching. Welcome back to the Rugby League podcast. For the eagle-eyed ones of you, you'll notice that we've got a guest. We've got with us the latest Swinton sensation, Gmo Doyle. So, good afternoon, Gmo.
Good afternoon.
How
How's
are
it
you?
going? Yeah, doing okay.
Good stuff, good stuff. And also, you'll notice that we've got Wayne with us as well. He's down there today because he's been messing about with his Zoom and he doesn't really know how to use it.
No.
And you'll also notice that he's actually he's managed to hurt himself quite seriously. He was having a shave before, and he took the front of his face off. So don't be put off. It's not like a war or anything that's contagious. It's literally it's just a shaving cut. I always thought he put a bit of milk on his face and got his dog to lick it off, but it turns out he does actually use a razor. So yeah. Anyway, good afternoon, Wayne. How are you?
Yeah, great, Barney. Cheers for the intro. I think we could maybe skip over every week, finding something wrong, slagging the hats off and all that lot. You know what I mean? We're all grown up here. We could just get down to the questions.
Yeah, we could.
We've got Gmo here today, and that's all we need to know. The rest of it is nonsense.
Yeah, we could, but it's not going to happen. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, crack on. Go on. It's on your toes this week, my mate.
Right, all right. Gmo, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. A few of the Swinton group have been introduced to your dad. He's joined in, and he's already ordered the shirt and everything, and everybody's loving it. So we thought we'd get the main man on himself.
No, that's cool. He'll probably be the first to have a Swinton jersey back in New Zealand.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, it's a good jersey too.
Yeah, this one is. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think let's get straight into it, mate. Obviously, due to the COVID and all the rest of it, no one's really got to meet you at the games or anything. So we thought we'd get you on and just have a chat, tell us about yourself. So why don't we start back in New Zealand? What were you up to rugby-wise in New Zealand over the last sort of year or two or whatever it was?
Yeah, so back in NZ, I'll go a bit back, further back. So I went to high school at a predominantly rugby union school. It's called Mount Albert Grammar, and it had players like Sonny Bill, Steve Maddai, and current players like Caleb Clark and Isaiah Papali'i playing for Parramatta Eels now. So I grew up playing rugby union, went to a rugby union school. And in my last year, one of my mates who was playing league told me that I want to have a run playing in the national comp. Just said, yeah, took it. And I've never been so tired after a game playing league. Rugby union, I love rugby union, but you're kicking it a bit more and, scrums, line-outs, a bit more stoppages. But my first rugby league game, I think I had about 15 or 16 involvements straight off the bat, and I was so tired. So from that, that's when I fell in love with rugby league. It was something different, something fresh, and yeah, just kept after school, went to uni and just started playing league from there. And back in NZ, there's a comp. It's the Fox Memorial in Auckland. It's probably one of the top comps in the country, but it's classed as amateur. Played that for a few years, and then finished my studies, and then looked at this option at Swinton.
Cool. So
yes.
How did the move to Swinton come about? So, I mean, obviously, it's a long way from New Zealand to Swinton.
Yeah.
I think there's only we've had a couple of Kiwis play with us over the years. I think Martin Moana. You've probably never heard of him. He's Big Fat Ness. He played for us. But he's like literally, he's the complete opposite of you. He's the slowest man you've ever seen in all your life. It's like he's towing a caravan, and so it's like you don't need you're better than him already. So how did you end up coming from New Zealand over to Swinton?
So during my last year of studies, I started talking just to my family and see what I'll do next, and My uncle played at Whitehaven, I think in 94 or 95. So I was talking to him and he kind of said it was a good experience for him. He really enjoyed it. I think it was only a brief period, but he said if I could do it, definitely give it a shot. So I have family already staying in Manchester. And then, we kind of got in touch with Stu. He basically just said, just come. I was telling him I was planning on coming to the UK. So he said, once I land, touch base with him, and he invited me down to training. Got to meet the boys straight away, about 2 or 3 days off the flight. So I was still jet lagged. And I think it was a pretty hard sesh too. So got a warm welcome. All the boys were pretty easy to get along with. And that's how Swinton came about.
Cool. So have any of the lads told you how daft the fans are?
I've heard some chat that we got some pretty intense supporters, but that's cool. We need that extra bit of energy sometimes, and
it's. I think intense is probably a really good way of putting it. Actually, it's like you're some absolute nutters that are Swinton fans. I'll tell it as it is. I won't be quite as diplomatic as you there, Gmo. We've got some absolute head cases, but when we come together, it seems to happen, because I think we went through a period of probably about 8 weeks of being in the rugby league papers over here, and every Swinton game they were saying that the fans are like the 18th man and all that, and it was really nice to see. And every player we've had on as well has also said that. So are you looking forward to getting back and sort of playing in front of crowds then?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's May 17th or 18th is our first game with the crowd. All going well with COVID, but definitely it's a home game too, so hopefully we get a big crowd.
I think for me the only issue is I'm working the next day, so I can't do my pre-game ritual of a few beers and that, and so I think it might be slightly stunted compared with how we are normally on a Sunday afternoon. Your question, Wayne.
Yeah, obviously coming over, I mean, it must be tough coming all this way anyway, but coming over during, obviously, the COVID stuff and all that, how have you settled in? How difficult has it been, or how easy has it been? You said you've got family here anyway, so how has it been just settling in the area and settling in with the team?
It hasn't been too hard. Obviously, it would be nice to just get back to a bit of normality, and I got here, I think 1 week, and we were in level 3. So only stores were open, and then on day 8, we went into the full lockdown. But other than that, the boys have just been around the boys 3-4 times a week, and my family anyway. So it's been pretty easy. And like little things like Rodri, he wasn't sure whether I was with my family and that, so he invited me over for Christmas. But just little things like that really helped ease my transition.
Nice one.
Was there a big language barrier there when you was at the table with Rodri and Lloyd? Both speaking crazy accents. You know what I mean? So
there's only a few of the boys' accents that I don't really understand. It's Rodri's one of them, but the main one's Nick Gregson. I think it's the Wigan accent, eh?
Yeah, well, allegedly, Wiganese, as they call it, that's the nearest language that they speak at the moment to the language that Shakespeare spoke. So I've got some mates that are Wiganers, and they go, and if you pull them up for the way they speak, they'll say, yeah, but it's the language Shakespeare spoke. The fact that it's 600 years ago and they've not moved on in 600 years probably tells you everything you need to know about it. So, it's got its blessing and its curses, I guess. But I think I'm sure that Rodri doesn't speak Welsh all the time. I think he speaks English as well, Wayne, when he's speaking to English people. He doesn't just walk around giving it yakidar and all that all day. He does like speak English as well.
We're gonna get took off the air if we carry this conversation on. So I reckon we just move on.
Fair enough then. So, what do you think of the season so far then, Gmo?
Yeah, so we did have a pretty tough preseason. Our trainings, they were pretty tough, that's for sure. I think there was one training we were doing it in the snow. Now, that's my first preseason in the snow, but that's my third time seeing the snow. We're running hills, we're running stairs, and it's quite heavy, but I really enjoyed that. It's an experience that I'll definitely remember. Then we built nicely into our in-house game. That was our first hit up, and that was between each other. After that was Bradford, which I thought we started to click. Still a bit rough around some around the edges, but built nicely into the I think it was Newcastle game. Yeah, and then Oldham, which we got the winner for Challenge Cup, but then last week against Oldham again, we didn't come away with the goods.
Yeah.
How did the lads? I mean, we'll go back to the games, but how did the lads sort of feel after that Oldham defeat, the first game of the season?
Yeah, I think everyone would be disappointed with the result. We do want to really push and compete this year, not just aiming to be in the championship. We want to really give it a go, and I think those games we need to put away. Who knows what will happen in the end of the season when it might come back to that one game. So we just really need to make sure we nail our stuff and just keep putting W's on the board.
Definitely.
I mean,
what was the little injury that you picked up? Didn't you get a knock? Was it in the Newcastle game?
No,
was it?
It was the in-house game. I had a little knock.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah, right.
Just been playing through it, and yeah, kind of tweaked it again in the week of the Oldham Challenge Cup game. Yeah, and just spoke to the staff and thought it was in just my best interest to sit that one out.
Still getting used to the cold weather. That's what it is, Gmo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality. So, I mean, the improvement from the Bradford game to the Newcastle game as a specky was absolutely massive. It was like obviously it was our first hit out in 12-ish months against Bradford, and we looked a little bit on the rusty side. We come away with a decent win, and then obviously the Newcastle game was a different ball game altogether. We looked a coherent side. It was like it was a loads better performance. Obviously getting through like the cup, and we've had this conversation a couple of times this week. As players, obviously you'd love to win every game, but as players, do you think that the Oldham League game is more important than the Oldham in the cup? Because I mean, 2 points on in the league. Would you prefer that to the cup?
I think for us, yeah, our ultimate prize, or whatever you want to call it, would be the league. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
But you want to go out and try win every game you play, you know. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. Compete every game you can, and just go from there.
Yeah. So, have you had a training session since the Oldham game then?
Yeah, we had one yesterday.
Yeah. How did that go? Did you get a bit of a bollocking, or wasn't it too bad? Was it a bit calmer than that?
I won't say too much, but I think we've reset, and we're gonna definitely take this next game.
Yeah.
Put our best foot forward and just keep continuously trying to build and get a step better every time.
Awesome.
I think that's the thing with it, even like with the players and the fans. What happened last week happened, did it? You've got to wipe the slate clear, get back in training, get your head down and just go again, haven't you? That's all you can do, really.
That's the beauty of rugby league. you can win or lose, but next Sunday you got another game.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep
Which
on.
leads us on nicely to our other game on Sunday. Is it
Yeah.
Sunday? Is it Sunday we play?
Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, Sunday. We've got Warrington. What do you actually know about Warrington? Do you follow any of the Super League, or do you know much about the competition over there?
I'm still learning about it, but I know Warrington's a good side. I know they're probably one of the better sides in Super League. Yeah, so definitely know it's going to be a tough game. But looking forward to it. It's a challenge. I know some of the boys probably have ambitions to try play Super League.
Yeah.
And some probably already have, but it just gives the boys looking for that opportunity a platform, and you get to test yourself and see where you're at against Super League players.
Yeah, a little bit of trivia for you, in case you don't know this. Swinton have actually won the top division of Rugby League more recently than Warrington have. So if they start giving you any grief, just say, look, mate, I'm playing for the team that has won it since you have. So don't take it lying down, give it them. Yeah, so are you looking forward to sort of matching up against Greg Inglis then?
Yeah, it'll be who wouldn't, he's one of the legends of rugby league, so not sure if he'll play. Hope he does. It'll be a good experience, and just hopefully I'm not on the end of one of his fins.
Yeah, I hope that too.
I've heard he's not really that big anyway in real life, so just run at him. He'd be fine. What's the worst thing that can happen? Just look big on the telly.
I've seen the size of your dad, and he can't be any bigger than your dad, so I reckon you'll be all right. So it frightened me to death that if I was going to take an hiding off somebody that big. So no wonder you're quick. So brilliant. Right. So where do you see your career going? What is it you want out of rugby league? If I give you a magic wand and said you can go wherever, obviously from Swinton onwards, where would you like to go?
Oh, that's a hard one. Obviously, I just want to play the highest level that I could possibly play.
Yeah.
At the moment, though, I'm just appreciating where I'm at now and the process, which is with Swinton. But if a Super League was to come knocking, or NRL even, I'll definitely take the opportunity with two hands. And Stu's always said if a Super League club was to come and get one of the boys from Swinton, we've got his backing. He'd be happy for us to do that. So, yeah, but at the moment, my focus is Swinton, and just want to keep improving my individual game too.
Awesome.
We're not trying to get rid of you straight away anyway, but Swinton is sweet. We're not trying to work when you're leaving. We just put Swinton over the past, even recent years, has become a club that Super League clubs do look at and they do take note. Obviously, we've recently got Matty Ashton, who we'll see in a weekend maybe. And it is in Super League clubs' eyes, and like I say, it can be a good opportunity for yourself. You took the risk, you come over. A year, 3 years, 5 years, good years at Swinton. When like I say, then other clubs can see what you're at and you can see where you're at yourself, isn't it? So, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Everyone's been real welcoming, and the style of footy we're playing, we're aiming to play, I think, can really catch some teams off guard, and I'm just enjoying how it's going at the moment. So yeah.
Cool. So who's the biggest joker in the pack at Swinton? Who's the one of the players that's like daft as a brush?
Brooksy's a bit of humour.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Staunch humour though. Yeah. There's a few different characters, but everyone's, at the end of the day, everyone gives each other a bit of banter and that, but there's no ego behind it. It's real cool.
Yeah.
It's a good balance there.
Sorry, Gmo, speaking of a bit of banter, did you see the podcast where Barney was slagging your fluorescent boots off? You got a little bit of flack for that.
Yeah, I
Apparently,
saw that.
is how-
So I kept them
yeah,
handy
that is
so
how
you could see them
Swinton
again.
seen you in New Zealand. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
these aren't
absolutely.
pink.
Yes,
These aren't pink. They're peach.
that has
Apparently,
made my
Stuart
day.
Little had seen them all the way from New Zealand and thought, we'll have a bit of that.
Oh, mate. And do you know what? I love the fact you've not cleaned them either. That's absolutely brilliant. That is superb. Now, you stitched me up there, didn't you, Perry?
Yeah, I did, yeah. The bad time I got
I knew I had to keep them handy.
I'm glad the boots were on show.
But to be fair, I said to wear boots like that, you've got to be good. So it's it's on you that then, Gmo. Because at the end of the season, if you've not had a good season, I'm going to bring it up about them boots, mate. So you're going to get it. So no.
On a serious note, though, I got the bright boots just for the little like my little cousins and that. When they watch me back at NZ, they'll be able to spot me out easy. And 50% off too. So why not?
Brilliant. So on the bottom shelf at Sports Direct.
Yeah, the clearance rack.
Yeah,
I actually like the player. Sorry, I like the player who plays the bright boots. With my eyes, I can, like your cousins, I could just spot the boots. That's good enough. Yeah, I just follow the boots. So yeah, I will be able to see you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 44 years old. For me, boots should be black. It's as simple as that. It's the only colour for a pair of boots. So yeah.
Sorry about the game off.
Because when I was younger,
right.
when I was younger, you get hurt for wearing boots like that. So, but to be fair, you're fast enough to avoid it, so it don't matter. So yeah. Right, well, I'll tell you what we've not done. Actually, we've not done wine o'clock, have we?
Oh, we haven't. No. I mean,
So-
do you know about wine o'clock, Gmo? You don't have to take part because you're a professional player with a game at the weekend. But, you know, Barney's basically got a drink problem being a full-time teacher. So every now and again, we sort of discuss what drinks we're drinking at the minute. So we'll let you go first, Barney. What you on this week?
Well, I've just opened another can of that Rockshore lager that was saying about nice and
Right,
cheap.
okay.
But my missus, absolute legend, my missus, right? She just dropped a nice glass of red wine off for me as well. So when the wine's finished, we'll get back on the. It's a nice Spanish Rioja. It's really nice. It's about £8 from Sainsbury's at the end of our road. So yeah, that's what I'm on today. So what about you? What are you drinking?
I'm on a bit of an hazy IPA, 3.7%. It's not a problem for me because I'm really getting into it now. Since this week, since I've started again, Gmo, while the rugby was off, I weren't drinking. We've had one bad game and I've hit it hard. So you know what I mean? We need to get these wins in, and I'll just be a mess. So
Yeah.
What is your favourite drink of choice, Jim? Or do you have a drink when, you know, celebrating a win, or do you're not really a drinker?
No, I'll have a beer with the boys after a win. But we haven't been able to do that yet, so that's one thing that I'm looking forward to, and I'll get to see what the boys are really like.
You might regret that.
It's all part of the experience, I guess.
Absolutely.
But yeah, not really fussed. After a loss, though, maybe not.
I mean, going on from there, obviously we've had lockdown. What are you actually looking forward to? You're in a new country, you're in with a new team, a new group of lads. What you actually look forward to doing, obviously, whoever knows, a couple of weeks, maybe a month, when we can actually get out and about, whether it be rugby or in your personal life, what you're actually looking forward to experiencing while you're here?
Rugby wise, it'll be good to get the fans back. Just to play a game how it used to be. Obviously would like to see London. Just all the things to see there, and that's pretty much it. Just to get back to normal, some sort of normal. When I left New Zealand was pretty normal. There was concerts, big festivals, everything, and here it's just a bit behind. So we'll get there though. It'll be good once we do.
Yeah. Well, the weekend that we actually play London, so the first time you go down to London playing, it's I don't know if have you heard of Maca Heaton? So he's one of our fans that's not a full shilling. He's not roofed in right. He's mad as a box of frogs. His granddad Spelly, who you'll also meet, and he's not a full shilling either. The pair of them like are absolutely bonkers, and it's his 21st birthday. So if he makes the game, I'll show my backside on the town hall steps, because he will be an absolute state that weekend, and it's his birthday party on the Friday. So I'm going to make it my personal mission to make sure that he is rough as toast for that Sunday. Never mind Saturday, for the Sunday. So I'm going to make sure he hits it hard. So because that's the first weekend that we're playing down in London, isn't it? So that'll be your first taste of the Big Apple.
What could possibly go wrong?
You what?
What could possibly go wrong on that weekend?
Oh, I can't see anything going wrong. I can't see me making work on Monday morning, but other than that, I can't see much going wrong. So, apart from that, I'd be right. What are you on about? So, yeah, brilliant. Any more questions, Wayne?
Not really. It's just good to have Gmo on. It's good, like I say. I mean, I spoke to Gmo briefly on the messenger before it, and like I said, I just wanted to get you on, just obviously because of everything how it is. Fans have now had a chance to meet you. And we just thought it'd be great to get on, ask you a few questions, show your face, even more importantly, show your boots, and just introduce you to the fans. So, from me, thanks very much for coming on. Really enjoyed having a chat with you.
No, thank you for having me. And just want to give a mention to all the station roaders. Thank you for the support so far.
Absolutely.
Really, obviously, once we get crowds and that, it'd be good to meet a few of yous. So all going well. Hope to see most of yous on 17th of May.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I say, I'd like to echo what Wayne said. Thank you very much for coming on. It's absolutely great when players come on, because it just shows that sort of the human side and all that. So, and the fact that you know what I mean, that you're out there putting it in for us, and sometimes the two don't sort of mix, but when players come on more so, it works a treat. So thank you very much for coming on. Big thanks to your dad as well for joining the Station Roaders Facebook group. So yeah, that's ace that. And and like I say, hopefully have a great game on Warrington on Sunday. Keep putting it in. Thank you for everything you're doing for the club personally, and and we'll have a few shandies after the game one day, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
Nice one. Right, thank you very much. Thanks everybody else who's watched us. Our usual inane drivel. Take care of yourselves. Like and comment and all the other nonsense that I forget to do every week. Share it to your great auntie's dog or whatever it is. So I'm not bothered. Get it shared, get it done, comment, and we'll take it from there. All right. Take care of yourselves and see you all soon.